bữa nay cái thằng này nó học nó học vai lên đó.
Nó về trường này nó sẽ
cái này chắc của tụi này đó.
dạ đúng.
Is Chris gonna go to Albright?
Hồi trước là nó ở trường kia, ở trường ở khi tụi nó đi thì mấy đứa này nó lên. Bây giờ nó ở ngoài trường này, mấy đứa này cái này nó vô lại để vô đó. Dạ em ăn thì rồi.
No, tackle daddy.
Don't do it. Từ 6 giờ.
Quậy quá. Rồi về đó.
You try to do a videotape? Oh god, it scared me.
Is this her first time being here?
This is my second time.
Cái sân khấu này nó hơi nhỏ hơn sân khấu của trường kia ha.
Trường này nó lớn hơn.
Sân khấu này nhỏ hơn.
Cái từ này nó học từ cái trường kia nó qua đây nó đàn nó làm luôn. Học có từ bên trường kia đây nó vẫn diễn ở trên. Phải đi trường khác lấy cái vậy.
Ủa mà sao bữa nay cái thằng này nó không có diễn ta? Bữa nay nó học violin đó.
Nhưng mà mai mốt á, nó về trường này nó sẽ thấy cái gì nè.
Thấy
nó đi. Nó đi.
Cái này chắc của tụi trường này quá.
Dạ.
She like gets like funny. Dude, you live in a huge house.
No.
Of Dr. Speeds, our orchestra director, and our Mustang
Đi ra
Orchestra.
là phải nhớ nói cô là con đi về, con biết cô gọi nó đi ra hồi nào là gì.
And you can do two selections for you. The first one is very famous. It's been involved in 4 seasons. It's called Spring.
So good, he's barely moving his fingers. LOL. Rex mate. And look at her, she's barely moving her fingers either. LOL, Rex mate. This is what I like to do, criticize.
If you can't understand Chelsea, don't worry, I can't either.
Thank you. This is the Symphony Orchestra, the top orchestra down, and this is another fun piece entitled Happy. I'm going to have to ask your Excuse my poor drumming, but I'm going to be the drummer on this song.
Oh, God, that's cool. An electric guitar, mate.
No, he does this one.
He's over here then.
It's over here.
If you can't understand Chelsea, don't worry, I can't either.
Take this left side. 3, 2, 1. What's a B plush here?
B push. Oh, no.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Hide your identity.
No one likes me, Bosh. Upload this on YouTube.
No.
Ow, God, ow.
Let's just touch my fist hard.
Ow, ow.
And ow, ow, just stop.
I believe most of you are coming from Woodward Intermediate. There may be a few of you from Youngblood. Let me see, do I see any Youngblood? We have a few in the back. We have about 75 students coming from Youngblood, but the majority is from Woodward Intermediate. So welcome. As you heard them, the program continues in middle school and on to high school. So we know that it is a skill that is not a very easy one. It's like learning a new language. So we hope that if you are in band and orchestra or choir in intermediate, that you can continue that in middle school. But before we get started, one of the things that we want to do at Owens, and it's been a year. At O'Donnell is to build strong foundations through meaningful work and meaningful relationships. We want to make sure that we work very hard, but we also work together collaboratively and develop those relationships important in life to be able to accomplish our goals. And that's me right there, so I guess I need to say something about myself. Again, my name is Amador Velasquez. I have been in Ely for 21 years now, and I have been principal at Ewens Elementary, Owens Intermediate for the past 11 years, and this past year here at O'Donnell Middle School, and it's been quite a distinct honor to be able to serve in grades K through 8. I was formerly a teacher here in Electives as well, and I have enjoyed tremendously my experience here, and certainly have had a great opportunity to be able to work with a wonderful staff here at O'Donnell Middle School to ensure that we provide all of our students with a sound and strong instructional program. We have, first of all, our leadership team, our wonderful assistant principals, Ms. Felicia Carrington, she's back there. Wait, Ms. Carrington. Mr. Reed, Mr. Brian Reed. Ms. Delia Johnson, a.k.a. Sunshine, and Ms. Chaco. We also have a great outstanding group of counselors. We have Ms. Cortez, who services students in the alphabet A through GON. Ms. January Davis, students GON through OL. Where's Ms. Davis? I saw Ms. Davis. Oh, right here. She's right here. Ms. Francis, ON through Z. And we have Ms. Velasco Gutierrez, who has a task of making sure that our students are transitioning from middle school to high school in a very effective and efficient manner, because the requirements nowadays are very, very different. Just to give you a little synopsis of what we're going to do tonight is, we're going to give you information, parents, that's going to be useful for you as a parent about O'Donnell Middle School. What we'll do later on in the summer, right before school starts, we're going to have our Mustang camp, where we'll be able to tour the school, visit the teachers. Students will get their schedule, and you'll be able to know where you're going, what period, and who your teachers are. Okay, so that'll come later in the summer, but today we have some very important information for you, and we're going to start first with Mr. Brian Reed, our assistant principal.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Again, I'm Mr. Reed. If you are a student and you are coming here next year, can you go ahead and raise your hand? Awesome, I'd love to see you all out there. Welcome. I'm going to be the first one to get to say this. We call you Mustangs. And so welcome Mustangs and Mustang parents. Tonight I'm going to give you some details of what you need to know to be successful here at O'Donnell. Everything I'm going to talk about in the next 5 to 10 minutes revolves around 4 things. We call these our guidelines for success. The very first one is O. It stands for on time. If you want to be successful here at O'Donnell, you need to be on time, and I'm going to go through tonight what that looks like here at O'Donnell. Number 2 is do your best. Again, I'm going to go through the slides. We are a great middle school, and when you come here next year, we expect you to do your best every single day so you are successful. Make your future. This is where it all starts. In just 2 years, I know this is crazy to already say, but you're going to be in high school, earning your credits, and your way to college, and all that starts right here at O'Donnell. And now the last one is S, is respect. Every Mustang, every day. Now let me tell you what this looks like here at O'Donnell. Very first thing, school starts every day at 8:40. When you walk in the door, you need to do 4 things every single day. Number 1 is you need to have an ID on. And we are very serious about IDs. We need to know who's in our building. We have a very large building. Okay, there's going to be about 1,300 Mustangs here next year, and we need to know that you belong here every single day. Okay, so we expect you to walk in the door every day and have your ID on. Not in your pocket, not in your backpack, on and visible, so we know who you are and that you belong here. We also expect you to be in dress code. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a little bit. Cell phones. Okay. Students, this is going to be a big one, and for parents too. Cell phones need to be off and put away. Okay. There are times during the day that teachers will ask you to get them out. They can only be out invisible if a teacher asks you to take them out and it is for a lesson. Okay. For no other reason do we allow cell phones to be out. Students are allowed to come to the office at any time and make a phone call if they need to over a parent, and parents are welcome to call us here at school and we give messages to students or get them on the phone if needed. But otherwise, cell phones need to be away. And on time to class, so that you can do the number 1 thing we're here for, and that is to teach you and help you learn. I'm going to put this in here. We have a lot of dress code expectations. I'm going to go over a few of them, okay, but it is up to you to read the handbook and to know and understand what dress code looks like for you when you come to O'Donnell. But here's just a quick snapshot. Okay? For colors, when you're going school shopping this summer, we are red, white, navy polo shirt, or an ODMS spirit shirt, and we will sell those at the beginning of the year when we go to Mustang Camp. Navy blue or khaki pants, shorts or skirts. Red, white, or navy jackets, sweatshirts, or hoodies. This is where it gets a little gray. It has to be solid color. Okay, so you need to have a solid color jacket when you come to O'Donnell if you're going to wear it over your school shirt. Jean days. I know at your schools now you probably have jean days. We do them for special occasions. On Wednesdays, you can wear a jean day if you wear a collared shirt with it. Or we have special occasions if we have a dance or something, we sell jean day passes. Can you go back a slide, Ms. Thank you. A couple things for guys. We don't allow earrings. Hoodies have to be down and off. I'm trying to think of some other big ones. But mostly for guys, the earrings, the hoods need to be off. For ladies, just color is probably the most important. In case you were wondering, this is a pretty big one. A lot of you are going to have PE next year, and Mr. Adams is going to come up and talk about PE in a minute. Okay? It is very important, parents, that you buy your students a lock this summer, and that you teach them how to use that lock. Okay? Because what's going to happen next year is they're going to go to PE, they're going to have their cell phone in their backpack, and they're going to leave it out in the PE room, and someone's going to come take that cell phone, and then you're going to be calling me to ask me to get your son or daughter's cell phone back. And I'm going to tell you I'm sorry, because that cell phone was not locked up, and I don't have cameras in the locker room. So it is very important that if you want your child's stuff to be safe, that you buy them a lock this summer and you teach them how to use it. Otherwise, we do not have lockers. You carry your stuff around. If you have a backpack, it cannot be a solid color. It needs to be see-through. Okay, so we know what's in those backpacks and what's being carried around. So it has to be a mesh backpack that is see-through. And all this information I'm talking about is on the handout in front of you. Here's what a typical day looks like. Okay, we start at 8:40 and we end at 3:55. And that means you have 8 periods during the day. I can see a lot of people talking about it. Go ahead and talk to your parents about this one. Yes, you walk from class to class. Class to class. You get 30 minutes for lunch, and then on Wednesdays, parents, we dismiss at 2:40. Bus dismissal is going to look very different next year to what you're used to. At 3:55, car riders and walkers are dismissed. So if you're going to pick your son or daughter up next year, you're going to pick them up in the front of the building. Okay, they will exit in the front, and you can come pick them up and go through the exit up front. Walkers are going to exit right out these back doors, and you have to go around to is when we call buses. We call up to 12 or 13 buses at one time. Okay? So it is up to the student, up to your son or daughter to listen to the announcements or look at the video screen to see when the buses are called. And once their bus is called, they will stand up and they will walk out to these back doors and they will come get on their bus. Okay? If they miss their bus, so if they're not listening or not watching the video screen and their bus leaves, they are directed to the front office and they call you to come pick them up. And so it's very important at dismissal that they're paying attention to their bus number and they exit the building when it's called and get on their bus. At 4:15 is when we call athletes, and if you're staying for the after-school program. And this, again, we'll talk about athletics and after-school in a minute. But at 4:15, students stay in their class and then they're dismissed for sports and after-school programs. Textbooks, this is a big one. In math and science, the District of Alief no longer offers what we think parents as regular textbooks. What it is now called is called a consumable book. So it's an actual book, and it is issued to each student. It is free and it belongs to that student. Okay, so every year, next year, your son or daughter will have a book for science and math, and it belongs to them. Now, whether they take that book home or not depends on the teacher. Okay? So we don't have textbooks anymore that we think about as parents. We don't have textbooks that you just take home anymore. Okay? We buy one at the beginning. We buy a textbook at the beginning of the year for your son or daughter, okay? And it's kept here at home. Okay? They rip pages out and use them in class. Okay? So we don't do textbooks checkouts anymore. Okay? If you want the textbook from the classroom, it is online, or we can see if the teacher will let them take that book home. Okay? I'll talk more about it at Mustang Camp at the beginning of the year, but that's just a new initiative. We don't have textbooks like we think of them anymore. After school program, this is an awesome program you need to get your son or daughter involved in. What this is kids stay from 4:15 to 6:15. At 6:15, a bus comes and takes them home, but during that time there are tons of programs offered after school. Can you go to the next one? Here are some of the activities that are offered after school. So right after school at 4:15, they will be dismissed here, and they will eat a snack after school. After they eat their snack, they will just be dismissed to one of these activities. We have soccer, technology, art club, culinary arts, college and career readiness, and basketball. And what the students do is you don't have to stay in one particular area, you rotate them as well. Okay, so we have different sessions during the different weeks. So it's awesome. They come eat, and then they get to hang out here a little longer with us and have another activity after school. And the most important part is free. So we'll have sign-in sheets at Mustang Camp when you come back. We don't have them ready now, so when you come back to Mustang Camp, we'll have those ready for you. Mustang Camp is going to be August 20 in the evening. We don't have the time set yet, but I hope to see you all back there. During Mustang Camp, you will get a tour of the building. We're going to go over some more of this information in detail, but next I'm going to introduce Ms. Velasco. She's our transition counselor, and she's going to go over a little more information.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Welcome, everyone. Once again, my name is Ms. Velasco, your transition counselor. We want you to be connected at O'Donnell Middle School. The first connection we want you to make is through academic success. Academic success basically depends on the student's success, and we want you to be successful students by getting into having good study habits, completing all of your assignments. That is essential for you to be ready every day here at O'Donnell, and through your participation. Participation can be in the form of many different resources that we have available, including tutorials. So academic success starts with you as a student and parents supporting that academic success. Counselors and teachers, administrators, and every staff member here is committed to the academic success, but it all depends on the student. So student, let's get on board and become successful at O'Donnell Middle School. Speaking of academic success, students, you're going to have several academic required courses: math, science, history, language arts, literature. And PE is one of our required electives. The bell schedule that Mr. Reed talked about earlier is basically going to be one of these classes. It's 7 classes plus an elective, and we'll talk a little bit about the electives in a minute. But it's 7 periods, because math, students get to go to math for a double period. So it's 2 periods, 1 period for science, history, language arts, and literature. In our required PE class, it's very important, and I have Coach Adams here with more information about physical education.
All right, I'm Coach Adams. I've been here for 22 years, ever since this building's been open. So I've seen it grow, I've seen a lot of kids come through here. Really quickly about PE, we have a lot of different activities, okay? You're either going to be inside one week or you're going to be outside the other week, unless it's rain or extremely cold, okay? And we'll stay inside the gym. We have 3 other PE coaches. We have 2 males and 2 female coaches. So the girls go in one locker room, the boys in the other locker room. Real quickly, I'm going to discuss about lockers and PE uniforms. Each kid is assigned a PE locker, all right? And like Mr. Reed says, we want everybody to sit there and have a lock, all right? If you don't have a lock, don't leave stuff in there. Because it will leave. All right. We do rent locks. We rent combination locks. You can rent a combination lock for $4, and that's good all year long. And then you just turn it back in at the end of the year. Dressing out. Dressing out is a big thing in PE, and I have the PE uniform here. These are the shorts, and they got a little thing down at the bottom to put your name on there. This is the shirt. Okay. We have them in all sizes, and we're going to order a lot more extra smalls and extra smalls. We found out that we have smaller kids now. Dressing out in PE is 35% of your grade. If you do not dress out in PE, you're going to fail. Believe it or not, people fail because they don't dress out. But here's the thing. What would you rather do? Dress out in PE clothes, or wear your clothes around, get all hot and sweaty, and then have to go sit in math class all stinky and sweaty and stuff? So that's why we want you to dress out. Also, we don't want you to get holes in your uniform pants or anything like that. That's why we're offering. We will be selling these during Mustang Camp. The top and bottom, it's $8 for the bottom, $8 for the top, $16. If you have a former brother or sister that has an old PE uniform and wants to donate it to you, go right ahead, take it from them. Okay? Quick questions about PE. All right.
Thank you, Coach Adams. Students, you will be in these classes all year long. So these 7 classes are going to be all year long. Once again, we'll talk a little bit more about the other elective class in a minute. Okay. Also, it's very important that students be part of academic success is for students to challenge themselves through rigorous coursework that can provide college curriculum once you get in high school. So we have pre-AP requirements for that. Pre-AP basically stands for pre-advanced placement. The first requirement is on those 6 courses that we showed you earlier, the math, science, social studies, and English. You need to have an 80 average on all those academic classes. Second requirement is that students pass the STAR. Summer reading is required for language, arts, and literature. And that we have parent and teacher recommendations. Through the intermediate course classes at Budowig and Youngblood, students were given a course selection form. It was a pink form. You probably recall receiving it. On the back, it was an agreement for students to be in these courses to get challenged curriculum. This information needed to have been filled out. One important note is that all identified GT, that's gifted and talented students in the program, must take pre-AP classes. And I believe we're handing out information on GT at front. And now Ms. Cortez, one of our counselors, is going to talk to you about the other elective at O'Donnell Middle School.
Good afternoon, my name is Ms. Cortez. If your last name is A through G-O-N, I will be your counselor next year when you come to O'Donnell. So I'm going to talk to you guys about electives. So you have 6 classes that you're required to take. Then you also take PE, that would be your 7th class. And then you have the option of choosing a free elective. So what some of you guys already, hopefully all of you already completed on your course selection, it was the part where you had to pick 6 choices. So from your top choices, that's how we choose your elective. So your 8th class will be elective of your choice. And here at ODMS, we do advocate for parents and students to get involved. So I'm going to go over some of the clubs that we have and also the parent involvement opportunities. For parents, we do have a PTO. We also have a parent center. We have volunteer opportunities and a variety of campus activities and performance throughout the year. Some of the extracurricular activities that we have We have a cheerleading squad, Dancing Diamond Divas, a dance team, step team, Avid, Battle of the Books, Students for Christ, a sewing club, You and the Law Club, a chess club, a yearbook club, student council, National Junior Honor Society, and College Bound Kids. So these are just a few of the clubs that we have here on campus that you guys as students can get involved with. And now to talk to you about sports, we're going to have Coach Adams introduce the different sports that we have here on campus.
All right, back again. Okay, once again, my name is Coach Adams. I am the athletic coordinator here at O'Donnell Middle School, so that's basically, I'm in charge of all the sports here. The first thing about athletics is we want you to be able to participate in as many things as possible. Okay, and athletics is a great opportunity for you to get to be part of a team. You get to work together as a team. Okay, and here's some of the things that we do in athletics. Okay, and before I begin, if you want to do drama or band or orchestra, you can do both, because when we have practice or they're having practice, you'll go to half of the time you'll go to orchestra or band or drama practice, and the other half you'll go to an athletic practice. So you can do both. Okay. Of course, in middle school, our students are governed by UIL, no pass, no play. Here we sit there, hey, you're a student first here at O'Donnell Middle School, you're an athlete second. Okay? So we take pride in our students passing, our athletes passing in class. So if they need to go to tutorials or anything, we're going to give them some tutorials. Okay? Our fall sports are football, volleyball, and basketball. Basketball, there's boys and girls. We have two teams. We have a red team and a white team. Okay? In spring, we have boys and girls track. We have boys and girls tennis. We have baseball for 7th and 8th graders. Two different teams. We have softball for 7th and 8th graders. And we have 4 soccer teams. We have a 7th and 8th grade boys soccer team and a 7th and 8th grade girls soccer team. Okay? Can you play one more sport? Yes, you can. They don't override each other. So when football finishes, then basketball starts up. Or when volleyball finishes, then basketball starts up. Okay? But really the most important thing, if you want to play in any of these activities, you've got to get a physical. All right? And here's the form. Okay? If you go to your doctor during the summer, because you're going to need a shot or something like that, and you want to get an athletic physical, make sure you get a copy of it. That way we can just staple everything together. But this is the form, it's filled out. Back is filled out by the doctor. Okay? But you cannot play without this physical. Okay? And the parent has to sign it on the inside. Alright? I do have a flyer that's out here on the table. I'll put some more maybe out over here. But this flyer right here tells you has some important dates. On August 1st at Ailey Taylor from 12 to 3, they're having physicals. Physicals are they're $20. Okay? On the second day of school, which is Tuesday the 25th, we bring doctors in here to the school. They will give your son or daughter a physical. Okay? $20 also. There's also, tells you when you can pick up your football equipment, if you're going to play football. It also tells you when volleyball tryouts are going to start. And it will also tell you the first day of football practice. Okay? But one of the best things since I've been here, okay, is that we have late buses. Okay? So your son or daughter will go to practice after school. We'll bring them in the cafeteria, and they'll get on the late bus, and they'll take them. Now, they won't drop them right off at your house, but they'll drop them all close, and they walk home. Okay, so late buses are a great thing right now. Okay? Do you have any questions about athletics? Yes?
Do they have to try out for football? You said volleyball tryouts, but no football tryouts?
Yeah. When the kids play football, everybody makes a team. Okay? Whether you're on the red team or the white team, everybody makes a team in football. Now, basketball, track, soccer, all the other sports, there is a cut because we only have a certain amount of uniforms. Well, that's the other thing I forgot to tell you. You don't have to worry about equipment. All equipment is provided. If you're playing football, your practice jersey, shoulder pads, shoes, pants, pads, helmet, mouthpiece, everything's provided for you. Game jerseys provided for you. Same thing in basketball, volleyball. Practice gear is provided for you, and game gear is provided for you. Okay? So that's a luxury. You don't have to go out and buy anything. Okay? Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Adams. And now to talk about our performing arts programs, we have Dr. Spitz, which some of you got to see perform earlier tonight.
Yeah, I've been drawing. Okay, bye.
Thank you. It's great to see such a full house. We're looking forward to getting all this talent coming into O'Donnell Middle School. We have a very, very busy and active performing arts. We have band, we have orchestra, we have drama, we have choir, we have class piano. About anything that you can imagine we do. The activities are extensive. For example, the band and the orchestra probably did 20 different activities this year. We went on 2 field trips. We went to see the high school orchestras play. We went to see the Houston Symphony play. Our kids auditioned for region orchestra, all district orchestra. We have actual members of the Houston Symphony coming to our school in a week, and they're going to do a performance for us in our room. So that's a very special privilege. We did something crazy this year. We took the orchestra and we did a parade. You don't ever hear marching orchestras. But A-Leaf put together 100 kids and we marched in the Lunar New Year parade. It was a blast. We went and had lunch in the park. We do all kinds of fun things. The band goes to the football game and plays one football game, and they get to go see the marching bands all perform in the marching season. Drama is at competition tonight. Actually, they're at a rehearsal for their competition tomorrow. But they're doing that. And everybody goes to what's called University Interscholastic League, UIL competition. That's a major focus. In years past, we've been highly successful in UIL. We've had 10 years in a row of awards with the orchestra, so I'm really proud of that. Now, we have everything for everybody in terms of every level of skill. If you've never played an instrument, you've never sang in a choir, you've never played piano, we have a class for you. If you've had 1 or 2 years of experience, we have a class for you. If you've been taking private lessons for 5 years, we have advanced orchestra for you, advanced band, advanced choir. The instruments, we do have some very fine instruments, and they are available for students. They have, for only one fee, you can keep the instrument all year long, and that includes the summer if you're going from 7th grade into 8th grade. And it's very, very reasonable. There are obviously rental programs, but if you don't have an instrument, we can take care of you here. It's really a wonderful thing to have a diversity of a program. For example, about 3 weeks ago, we did a big program in the gymnasium, and the art department had art displayed projected on the wall. They had displays out in the hall. The band played, the orchestra played, the choir played, drama did some monologues. So it's really, really a wonderful thing to get involved in. We generally have in-school activities and in-school practices, but I know, for example, I have some after-school or before-school practices for the advanced groups. A really exciting thing that just started this spring was that we have some of our alumni from O'Donnell who are now in the high school. They're coming down to help teach lessons, tutoring. So after school on Thursdays or Fridays, I have some of the O'Donnell alumni coming down to help out the beginners and the kids who are more advanced to help out the kids that are less advanced. So it's a really neat thing. The kids you saw tonight were just one of the orchestras, my top group, and I have another orchestra of 40 kids. The bands are very large, and it's just a great thing. I'll be around later if anybody wants to ask me questions. I think that's about all. Thank you.
Here at O'Donnell Middle School, we're committed for students to achieve higher through our college and career readiness, which is a collaboration among teachers, counselors, administrators, and every staff member. We have various opportunities, in a nutshell, for students to explore, do research, and be informed. Some of the opportunities that are having access to what we call Navia's Family Connection. This is our college and career readiness platform, which most important for students coming in 7th grade next year, you'll be able to take career assessments. This is very important because through the career assessment, we're going to be able to find career clusters for them to identify an interest in, eventually select an endorsement, which now through our House Bill 5 graduation requirements is a graduation requirement, like I said. And in 8th grade, ladies and gentlemen, students, make sure you're ready to complete a 4-year plan. A 4-year plan, which is an outline of the courses you're going to be selecting for high school, eventually getting you ready for college as well. We also have the College and Career Corner on our O'Donnell Middle School webpage with various information and resources for students and parents to start exploring college resources and career opportunities. We also have what we call College Awareness Wednesdays, where if students wear a college t-shirt, they get to wear jeans every Wednesday, every Wednesday of every week. So take advantage of these opportunities for students to start exploring the college world and for them to see our staff member with their college t-shirts. And back to Mr. E.
Give me a second. Okay, now we have questions about justice.
All right, just a little bit. We're just about done. Before I answer questions back here, the orchestra is doing a fundraiser. They are selling popcorn for $2, so make sure you stop by the popcorn booth before you leave. For questions, myself, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Chaco, and Ms. Carrington will be outside. So if you have an individual question, just come see one of us, and we'll be happy to answer it for you. Mr. Spitz or Dr. Spitz, I'm sure will be happy to answer one for you, or Mr. Adams is in the middle for sports. Again, I'm excited to say go Mustangs and welcome future Mustangs. We'll be outside if you have any questions. Thank you for coming tonight.